The airport goes silent the second Orion's teeth sink into the leather. I'm standing 10 feet away, badge cold against my chest, heart hammering so loud I'm sure the entire terminal can hear it. The German Shepherd, no, Belgian Malinois, rust-colored and scarred, has his jaw locked around a suitcase that probably costs more than my car. His growl vibrates through the polished floor. Security freezes. Guns half raised. Nobody breathes. And the man holding that suitcase? The one in the charcoal suit with eyes like frozen smoke. That's my ex-husband. Cashin Drake. Billionaire. CEO. The man who destroyed my life 3 years ago and walked away without a scratch. Now he's staring at me like I'm a ghost he thought he'd buried. Call off your dog, he says. Voice sharp. Controlled. The same voice that once whispered promises in the dark and later lied under oath in a courtroom that tore my name to pieces. I don't move. Orion doesn't let go. The thing about betrayal is, it leaves a scent. Orion taught me that. He's been with me for 2 years now, ever since I rebuilt myself from nothing in a rural K-9 unit where nobody knew my name or cared about the headlines. He was broken when I found him. Handler died during a raid. Stopped trusting humans altogether. Took me 4 months before he'd even eat from my hand. But the day he finally did, I whispered to him, "You and I, we know what betrayal smells like." And now, here we are. Crescent City International Airport. High-profile security detail. Interpol flagged a shipment, luxury goods hiding restricted tech components. My sergeant said a foreign delegation was arriving. Private jet. VIP treatment. Standard sweep. He didn't say it would be him. Hi viewers, kindly tell us where you're watching from and what time it is. Warm welcome to the family. I met Cashin 7 years ago at a charity gala I had no business attending. I was there because the police K-9 division was being honored. He was there because men like him show up everywhere power gathers. I wasn't impressed by his Rolex or the way people stepped aside when he walked. I was impressed because he listened. Or pretended to. You work with dogs? He'd asked, genuine curiosity in his voice. I train them to detect lies, I'd said, half joking. He'd laughed. Then you must hate cocktail parties. I should have known right then. We married 8 months later. I became Alara Drake, the dynasty wife, the woman on his arm at board meetings and charity auctions. People called us perfect. Behind closed doors, I was fading into the wallpaper of his empire. He had his world. I had mine. And slowly, mine got smaller. Then came the whistleblower. Someone leaked classified data linking Drake International Holdings to illegal surveillance equipment sold overseas. Military-grade tech. Encrypted systems. The kind that topples governments. His board needed a scapegoat. Every breadcrumb led to me. Cashin's lawyers showed up at our penthouse with frozen accounts, fabricated server logs, and a story so clean it could have been rehearsed. I was arrested for corporate espionage. My face was on every news channel. Billionaire's wife accused of betraying national security. I tried to fight it. Tried to explain. But when your husband hires the best legal team money can buy to bury you, truth doesn't matter. Only evidence does. And he manufactured plenty. The divorce was finalized while I was still waiting for trial. Charges were eventually dropped, not enough to convict, but my reputation was ash. No law enforcement agency would touch me. My name was dirt. I left the city with nothing. No money. No career. No dignity. Just a suitcase and a need to disappear. I found work at a rural K-9 rescue unit. Small county. Quiet. The kind of place where people didn't ask questions. I retrained damaged dogs, the ones too broken for active duty. It was honest work. Heavy work. But it was mine. Orion arrived 6 months in. Belgian Malinois. 3 years old. Beautiful and vicious. His previous handler, a woman named Carmen, had been killed during a drug bust. Orion watched her bleed out. After that, he wouldn't let anyone near him. Bit 2 trainers. Almost got put down. I spent weeks just sitting outside his kennel. Didn't talk. Didn't push. Just existed in his space. Let him see I wasn't going anywhere. One morning, I slid a piece of dried meat through the chain link. He didn't take it. But he didn't growl either. Progress. It took 4 months. 4 months of patience, silence, and showing up every single day. Then one afternoon, he walked up to the fence and took food directly from my palm. His eyes met mine. Amber and wary. Trusting, barely. I whispered, "You and I, we know what betrayal smells like." He's been mine ever since. Now we're both here. Airport security. Routine detail. Except nothing about this is routine. Cashin's suitcase is still clamped in Orion's jaws. The dog's body is tense. Ears flat. He's not playing. He's alerting. Agent Wynn, my sergeant barks from behind me. Restrain your K-9. Now. I don't look at him. I'm staring at Cashin. His jaw is tight. Sweat beading at his temple despite the air conditioning. His eyes dart to the exit, then back to me. He's scared. Good. Orion doesn't bite without reason, I say quietly. Loud enough for everyone to hear. Cashin's eyes narrow. You planned this. I almost laugh. Almost. I didn't even know you'd be here. Then call him off. No. The word drops like a stone. Silence ripples outward. Even the travelers 50 feet away have stopped moving. Phones are out. Recording. This is going to be everywhere in 10 minutes. My sergeant steps forward. Wynn, this is a direct order. He's alerting, I interrupt. My voice is steady now. Professional. Protocol says when a K-9 alerts, we investigate. No exceptions. Cashin's lawyer, a thin man in an expensive suit, steps forward. This is harassment. My client is a respected businessman. Then he won't mind if we check the bag, I say. Cashin's face goes blank. The kind of blank that only comes from practice. From years of board meetings and hostile takeovers and burying secrets under charm. But I know that face. I married that face. And right now, it's terrified. My sergeant radios for backup. Bomb squad. Homeland Security. Within seconds, the terminal is swarming. Travelers are evacuated. Cashin is moved to a holding area. His lawyer is yelling about lawsuits and violations and diplomatic immunity. But Orion doesn't let go of that suitcase until the bomb squad arrives with their equipment. They force it open on a reinforced table. Cameras everywhere. Witnesses. Protocol. And when the case clicks open, the air in the room changes. Inside, nestled between layers of silk lining, are luxury watches. Dozens of them. Swiss. Expensive. The kind you see in magazines. Except these aren't just watches. The tech specialist pulls one apart with gloved hands. Inside the casing, embedded in the gears, are microchips. Tiny. Sophisticated. Military-grade encrypted communication components. The kind used in classified AI hardware. The kind that doesn't belong in a civilian's luggage. The sergeant's face goes white. He looks at me. Then at Cashin. Then back at the suitcase. Detain him, he says quietly. Cashin doesn't resist. Doesn't argue. He just looks at me. And for the first time in 3 years, I see genuine fear in his eyes. You set me up, he mouths. Silent. Venomous. I shake my head slowly. No, Cashin. You set yourself up. I just stopped pretending not to see it. What would you do if the person who destroyed your life walked back into it holding the evidence of their own crimes? Drop your answer below, and if this story has you hooked, hit that like button and subscribe because this is just the beginning. They take him into a private holding room while Homeland Security swarms the terminal like ants on sugar. I'm standing in the observation corridor, watching through one-way glass as Cashin sits perfectly still in a metal chair. Hands folded. Posture straight. Like he's waiting for a board meeting instead of facing federal charges. That's the thing about men like him. They don't panic. They calculate. My sergeant, Sergeant Kwame, is beside me, arms crossed, jaw tight. He's a big man. Former Marine. The kind of guy who doesn't rattle easy. But right now, his hands are shaking just a little. You know him, he says. Not a question. I was married to him. Kwame's head snaps toward me. You're that Alara Wynn. I don't answer. Don't need to. The look on his face says he's already connecting the dots. The scandal. The headlines. The billionaire's wife accused of espionage. Jesus, he mutters. It was 3 years ago, I say quietly. Different life. And now he shows up here. With smuggled tech in his luggage. On your watch. Coincidence. You believe in coincidences. I don't. Never have. But I also didn't plan this. Didn't pray for it. Didn't even hope for it. I've spent 3 years learning to let go. To stop looking over my shoulder. To stop wondering if karma would ever catch up. And now here it is. Delivered on a silver platter. Or a designer suitcase. Kwame exhales slowly. Interpol's been tracking this smuggling ring for 8 months. Microchips hidden in luxury goods. Routed through private terminals. No paper trail. Diplomatic channels. We've had 0 breaks. Until now, I say. Until your dog bit a billionaire's luggage. I glance down. Orion is sitting at my feet, calm now. His tail thumps once against the floor. I reach down and scratch behind his ears. He leans into my hand, eyes half closed. Good boy, I whisper. Kwame watches me. You trained him. He trained me. What's that mean? I straighten up. Means he taught me that loyalty can't be faked. You either have it or you don't. And the people who fake it? They leave a scent. Kwame frowns. A scent. Fear. Guilt. Desperation. Dogs can smell it. Humans too, if we're paying attention. And Cashin Drake? I look back through the glass. Cashin's lawyer has arrived now, the same thin man from earlier. They're talking in low voices. Cashin's face is unreadable. But his hands? They're gripping the edge of the table. Knuckles white. He reeks of it, I say. They question him for 2 hours. I'm not allowed in the room. Conflict of interest. Personal history. All the legal reasons that make sense on paper. But they let me watch. Maybe because Kwame thinks I deserve it. Maybe because someone higher up wants to see how I react. I watch every second. Cashin denies everything. Of course he does. Says the suitcase was packed by his assistant. Says he has no idea where the watches came from. Says this is clearly a setup. A conspiracy. Corporate sabotage. He's good. Smooth. Convincing. But the evidence doesn't care how smooth you are. The tech team traces the microchips. Serial numbers match a shipment reported stolen from a military contractor 6 months ago. The routing? It ties back to shell companies linked to Drake International Holdings. Offshore accounts. Mirrored transactions. The kind of financial fingerprints you can't erase. By hour 3, Cashin's lawyer is sweating. By hour 4, federal agents are reading Cashin his rights. Economic espionage. Obstruction of justice. Conspiracy to distribute classified technology. Each charge lands like a hammer. And I stand there, watching, feeling something I haven't felt in 3 years. Not satisfaction. Not revenge. Just air. Like I can finally breathe again. Kwame finds me in the break room an hour later. I'm drinking bad coffee and staring at the wall. "You okay?" he asks. I nod. Don't trust my voice yet. He sits down across from me. "Media's already outside. They know who you are. Know who he is. This is gonna be everywhere by tonight." I know. "You want a lawyer?" "For what?" "In case his team tries to spin this. Make it look like you planted the evidence." I almost laugh. "They'll try. Won't work. Surveillance footage shows everything." Orion's reaction. My hesitation. The handlers nearby. "I didn't plan anything. Fate did," Kwame says quietly. I look up at him. "You believe in fate?" "I believe in dogs," he says. "And I believe that dog of yours knew something was wrong before any of us did." I glance down. Orion is lying under the table, head on his paws. He looks up at me. Those amber eyes. Steady. Calm. "He always does," I say. Kwame leans back. "So what now?" "Now?" I shrug. I go home. Feed my dog. Try to pretend today didn't happen. Think that'll work? No. He smiles faintly. Me neither. I leave through the side exit to avoid the cameras. Orion trots beside me, unbothered by the chaos we just caused. The parking lot is quiet. Evening air is cool. Smells like jet fuel and rain. I unlock my truck, a beat-up Ford that's older than most of my co-workers, and Orion jumps into the passenger seat like he owns it. I sit behind the wheel but don't start the engine. Just sit there. Hands on the steering wheel. Breathing. 3 years ago, Cashin destroyed my life. Framed me. Humiliated me. Left me with nothing but shame and a criminal accusation that followed me everywhere. I rebuilt from ash. Learned to trust again. Found purpose in damaged dogs and quiet mornings and work that didn't require lies. And today, the universe handed me something I never asked for. Justice. Not loud. Not public. Not revenge. Just truth. I pull out my phone. 43 missed calls. 62 texts. Most from reporters. Some from old colleagues I haven't spoken to in years. One from a number I don't recognize. I open it. You think you won. You didn't. This is bigger than him. Bigger than you. Be careful, Elara. My blood goes cold. I delete the message. Lock my phone. Start the engine. Orion looks at me, head tilted. We're fine, I tell him. He doesn't look convinced. Neither am I. Someone just sent me a warning. Anonymous. Threatening. And suddenly I realize, maybe taking down Cashin wasn't the end of the story. Maybe it was just the beginning. What do you think that message means? Comment your theories below, and don't forget to subscribe, because what happens next is darker than you think. I don't sleep that night. Every time I close my eyes, I see that text message. This is bigger than him. Bigger than you. By 3 a.m., I'm sitting at my kitchen table with a mug of tea I'm not drinking, staring at my phone like it might explode. Orion is lying at my feet, chin resting on my boot. He hasn't left my side since we got home. Dogs know when something's wrong. I scroll through news articles. They're everywhere. Billionaire CEO arrested in international smuggling scandal. Ex-wife's police dog exposes Drake Holdings corruption. From accused to accuser, Elara wins redemption. Redemption. I close the browser. I don't feel redeemed. I feel exposed. Like someone just ripped the walls off my quiet life and invited the world to watch. My phone buzzes. Another unknown number. I stare at it. Let it ring. It goes to voicemail. 30 seconds later, it buzzes again. Same number. I answer. Who is this? Elara Wynn. The voice is male. Calm. Professional. My name is Marcus Chen. I'm an investigative journalist with the National Observer. I'd like to talk to you about. I hang up. The phone rings again immediately. I turn it off. Morning comes whether I'm ready or not. I report to the K-9 unit at 6 a.m., same as always. Kwame meets me at the gate. His face is grim. You've been reassigned, he says. I blink. What? Temporary. Until the investigation clears. Standard protocol when there's personal involvement. I didn't do anything wrong. I know. But the optics are bad. Ex-wife catches ex-husband smuggling classified tech. Media's already screaming setup. Internal affairs wants you out of the spotlight until everything's verified. My jaw tightens. So I'm being punished. You're being protected, Kwame says quietly. Trust me on this. There are people, powerful people, who are very unhappy right now. And you're the one who lit the match. Where am I being reassigned? Airport Rescue Division. It's a desk job. Paperwork. Coordination. Boring as hell. I don't do desk jobs. You do now. He hands me a folder. Report to Captain Langston. East Terminal. Monday morning. I take the folder but don't open it. What about Orion? He goes with you. Non-negotiable. That dog's a hero. PR wants him front and center. I look down at Orion. He's sitting patiently, watching the conversation like he understands every word. Fine, I mutter. Kwame hesitates. You get any weird messages last night? I freeze. Why? Because I got one. Anonymous. Said I should watch who I protect. Implied there'd be consequences. My stomach drops. You report it? Yeah. So did 3 other people on the team. All anonymous. All threatening. He steps closer, lowers his voice. Elara, whatever you uncovered yesterday. It rattled some very dangerous cages. Then maybe they deserve to be rattled. Maybe. But rattling cages gets people hurt. He walks away before I can respond. I spend the weekend in my apartment with the blinds drawn. Orion and I go through our routines. Morning walk. Training drills. Evening run. Normal. Except nothing feels normal anymore. I keep seeing cars that stay parked too long. Strangers who glance twice. Shadows that don't belong. I'm being paranoid. I know I am. But paranoia kept me alive once before. Sunday night, there's a knock at my door. I'm not expecting anyone. Don't have friends who drop by unannounced. My hand goes to the pepper spray on my keychain. Who is it? I call through the door. Marcus Chen. National Observer. I just want 5 minutes. I'm not interested. I'm not asking for an interview. I'm asking for your help. I pause. Help with what? Exposing the people who set you up 3 years ago. I unlock the door but leave the chain on. Open it a crack. The man standing on my porch is mid-30s, Asian, sharp suit, tired eyes. He's holding a leather messenger bag and a coffee cup. You've got 2 minutes, I say. He doesn't waste time. 3 years ago, you were framed for corporate espionage. Charges were dropped, but your life was destroyed. You've never spoken publicly about it. Why? Because talking doesn't change anything. What if it could? It can't. Cash and Drake wasn't working alone, Marcus says. The smuggling ring he's involved in. It's connected to a network of tech executives, military contractors, and offshore financiers. They've been moving classified hardware through diplomatic channels for years. Billions of dollars. Cashin was just one piece. I don't say anything. Marcus steps closer. I've been investigating this for 18 months. I have documents. Testimony. Financial records. But I need someone on the inside. Someone who knows how Drake operates. Someone who has a reason to want the truth exposed. And you think that's me? I know it is. I study his face. He looks sincere. But sincerity is easy to fake. Why should I trust you? I ask. Because I'm the only person who believed you 3 years ago, he says quietly. I wrote an article about your case. It never got published. My editor killed it. Said it was too risky. Too many powerful people involved. That the people behind Cashin's smuggling ring are coming for me. Should I trust him? Or is this another trap? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're still with me, smash that subscribe button because this story is about to get dangerous. Monday morning, I report to the airport rescue division like I've been ordered. Captain Langston is a woman in her 50s with silver hair pulled into a tight bun and a handshake that could crush bones. She looks me up and down once, nods, and hands me a badge. You're with coordination, she says. Lost luggage. Missing persons. Medical emergencies. Boring stuff. But necessary. Yes, ma'am. Your dog stays with you. PR's orders. Apparently, he's famous now. I glance down at Orion. He's sitting perfectly still, watching Langston with calm amber eyes. He doesn't care about fame, I say. Neither do I. Just keep him out of trouble. She walks me through the office, a maze of cubicles, filing cabinets, and fluorescent lights that hum too loud. My desk is in the back corner. Small. Cluttered. Someone's leftover coffee mug still sitting next to the computer. You'll coordinate with gate agents and security teams, Langston explains. Handle incident reports. Liaise with law enforcement when needed. Standard admin work. Understood. She pauses. I know this isn't what you're used to. But you're good at your job, Win. Once the noise dies down, you'll be back in the field. How long? Depends on how fast internal affairs moves. Could be weeks. Could be months. I sit down at the desk. Orion curls up at my feet. Langston leaves without another word. I stare at the computer screen. The inbox has 200 unread emails. Most of them flagged urgent. This is going to be a long week. By Wednesday, I'm ready to lose my mind. Desk work is soul-crushing. I've processed 43 lost luggage reports, coordinated 2 medical evacuations, and spent an hour on the phone with a man who insisted his emotional support peacock should be allowed on a commercial flight. I miss the field. Miss the action. Miss feeling like my work matters. Orion seems to miss it too. He's restless. Paces the office. Whines at the door. I know, buddy, I tell him. I hate it too. During lunch, I step outside for air. The tarmac is busy, planes taxiing, luggage carts zipping past, ground crews shouting instructions. I lean against the building and close my eyes. Let the noise wash over me. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. But something makes me swipe. Ilara Win. Who's asking? Someone who knows what happened 3 years ago. The voice is distorted. Mechanical. Like it's being run through a filter. Someone who knows you were innocent. My blood turns cold. What do you want? To help you. Cashin Drake wasn't the architect. He was the face. The real operation runs deeper. Offshore accounts. Shell companies. Military contracts. People in places you can't touch. Why are you telling me this? Because you're the only one who can stop them. I'm nobody. I'm a K-9 handler sitting at a desk. You're the woman who brought down Cashin Drake with a dog bite. That's not nobody. I grip the phone tighter. Who are you? Doesn't matter. What matters is that they know who you are. And they're watching. Let them watch. You don't understand. These people don't leave loose ends. You're a loose end. Then why haven't they come after me yet? There's a pause. Long, heavy. They're waiting, the voice says finally. Waiting to see what you do next. If you stay quiet, you live. If you dig, you disappear. The line goes dead. I stand there, phone pressed to my ear, heart pounding. Orion whines softly. He's watching me. Ears forward. Alert. I'm okay, I whisper. But I'm not. That night, I pull out Marcus Chen's business card. Stare at it for 10 minutes. Then I dial. He answers on the first ring. Ilara. How did you know it was me? I've been waiting for your call. I take a breath. Tell me everything. I just got a call from someone who knows too much. Someone who says I'm being watched. Someone who warned me that digging into Cashin's operation could get me killed. But here's the thing, I've never been good at staying quiet. Should I trust this stranger? Should I walk away? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're hooked, hit that like button and subscribe, because what comes next will blow your mind. Marcus Chen meets me at a diner 40 minutes outside the city. It's the kind of place that smells like burnt coffee and grease, where the booths are cracked vinyl and the waitress doesn't ask questions. I sit in the back corner, facing the door. Orion lies under the table, eyes on every person who walks in. Marcus arrives 10 minutes late. He's wearing jeans and a hoodie, hair messy, eyes sharp. He slides into the booth across from me without saying hello. You're being followed, he says. I know. How long? Since Sunday. Black sedan. Tinted windows. Parks 3 blocks from my apartment. Different driver every day. Marcus nods slowly. They're not trying to hide. They want you to know they're watching. Intimidation tactic. Exactly. He pulls a tablet from his messenger bag, taps the screen, and slides it across the table. This is what you're up against. I look at the screen. It's a flowchart. Names. Companies. Connections. At the center, Drake International Holdings. Branching out, offshore accounts, shell corporations, military contractors, diplomatic couriers. Cashin's operation wasn't just smuggling tech, Marcus says. It was laundering money through luxury goods. Watches, jewelry, art. High-value items that move through customs without scrutiny. They embed classified components inside. Ship them through private terminals. No paper trail. No oversight. And the buyers? Foreign governments. Criminal syndicates. Anyone willing to pay. The tech Cashin was carrying. Those microchips. They're used in encrypted communication systems. Military grade. Untraceable. I scroll through the document. Hundreds of transactions. Millions of dollars. Years of operations. How do you have all this? I ask. Whistleblowers. Leaked documents. A lot of coffee and sleepless nights. He leans forward. But here's the thing, I can't publish this. Not yet. Because the people running this operation, they have lawyers. They have politicians. They have power. If I go public without airtight proof, I'm dead in the water. So are you. Then what do you need from me? I need someone on the inside. Someone who understands how Cashin operated. Someone who can connect the dots between his company and the people protecting him. I push the tablet back. I don't work for Drake anymore. I don't have access. But you know how he thinks. How he moves. How he hides things. Marcus's eyes are intense. You were married to him for 7 years. You saw things. Heard things. Even if you didn't realize it at the time. I clench my jaw. He destroyed my life. Why would I help him now? You're not helping him. You're burying him. And everyone else who used you as a scapegoat. I look down at Orion. He's watching me. Calm. Patient. I'll think about it, I say. Marcus stands. Don't think too long. They're already moving. Cashin's lawyers are filing motions. Claiming entrapment. Illegal search. They're going to try to get the charges thrown out. And if they succeed, this whole thing disappears. He leaves cash on the table and walks out without looking back. I sit there for a long time. Staring at nothing. Thinking about everything. Finally, I pull out my phone. Open the encrypted messaging app Marcus gave me. Type 3 words. I'm in. The next 2 weeks are a blur of secret meetings, late-night research, and paranoia that never sleeps. Marcus sends me files. Documents. Transaction records. I cross-reference them with memories I didn't know I had. Charity events where Cashin met business associates. Weekend trips he took alone. Calls he'd take in another room. I start building a map. Connections. Patterns. Names that appear again and again. One name stands out, Victor Reeves. CFO of a defense contractor called Titan Systems. He and Cashin were photographed together at a gala 3 years ago. The same week I was arrested. Marcus, I text. Who is Victor Reeves? His response comes instantly. Big player. Untouchable. He's the one funding the operation. Cashin was just the delivery system. I stare at the screen. How do we prove it? We don't. Not yet. But I'm working on it. Friday night, I'm walking Orion through the park near my apartment when I see him. A man. Standing under a streetlight. Watching me. I keep walking. Don't look directly at him. But my heart is pounding. Orion's ears flatten. He growls low in his throat. Easy, I whisper. The man steps forward. Ilara Wynn. I stop. Who's asking? He's tall. Mid-40s. Expensive suit. Cold eyes. My name is Victor Reeves, he says. I think it's time we had a conversation. My blood turns to ice. He knows who I am. He knows where I live. And he's standing 15 feet away with a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. The man Marcus warned me about just showed up in my neighborhood. Victor Reeves. The one pulling the strings behind Cashin. The one who can make people disappear. And now he's standing in front of me, smiling like he owns the world. What do I do? Run? Fight? Listen? Drop your answer below, and if you're still here, hit that subscribe button because the next chapter is where everything explodes. Victor Reeves is still smiling when Orion lunges forward, teeth bared, a sound ripping from his throat that makes the air itself go sharp. I snap the leash tight. Stay. Orion freezes but doesn't stop growling. His entire body is coiled. Ready. Victor doesn't flinch. Doesn't step back. Just stands there like a man who's never been threatened in his life. Impressive animal, he says. Voice smooth. Controlled. I heard he's the one who found the microchips in Cashin's luggage. Quite the coincidence. Wasn't a coincidence, I say. My voice is steadier than I feel. He's trained to detect contraband. Is he? Victor tilts his head. Or did someone train him to detect something specific? Something planted? My jaw tightens. If you're accusing me of planting evidence, you're wasting your time. Surveillance footage shows everything. Footage can be edited. Reports can be falsified. Dogs can be conditioned. He takes a step closer. Hands in his pockets. Casual. Like we're discussing the weather. I'm not here to accuse you of anything, Ms. Wynne. I'm here to offer you a deal. I don't make deals with criminals. Criminals. He laughs. Soft. Almost kind. Cashin Drake was a small-time operator who got greedy. Sloppy. He deserved what happened to him. But you? You're different. You're smart. Resourceful. You survived being framed for espionage and rebuilt your life from nothing. That takes strength. Get to the point. The point is simple. Walk away. Stop digging. Stop talking to journalists. Stop pretending you're some kind of hero. Do that, and you get to keep your quiet life. Your job. Your dog. His eyes flick to Orion. Everyone wins. And if I don't? Victor's smile fades. Just a little. Just enough. Then you'll learn why people like Cashin follow orders, he says quietly. Because the alternative is worse than prison. He turns and walks away. Disappears into the shadows between streetlights like he was never there. I stand frozen. Heart hammering. Hands shaking so hard I almost drop the leash. Orion presses against my leg. Warm. Solid. Real. We're not walking away, I whisper to him. Not this time. I pull out my phone. Text Marcus. Victor Reeves just threatened me in person. We need to move faster. His response comes instantly. Meet me tomorrow. 6 a.m. I found something. I don't sleep that night. Again. Every sound makes me jump. Every shadow feels alive. I check the locks 3 times. Close the blinds. Sit on the couch with Orion beside me and a baseball bat across my lap. At 4 a.m., I give up on sleep. Make coffee. Stare at the wall. By 5:30, I'm dressed and out the door. Marcus is waiting at the same diner. This time, he looks worse. Eyes bloodshot. Stubble on his jaw. Coffee cup shaking in his hand. You look terrible, I say as I slide into the booth. So do you. Fair point. He pushes a manila folder across the table. I found the connection. The one that ties Victor Reeves directly to the smuggling operation. I open the folder. Inside are bank statements. Wire transfers. Offshore accounts linked to Titan systems. Payments routed through luxury auction houses. Dates that match Cashin's travel schedule. This is it, I breathe. This proves Victor was funding everything. It proves transactions happened. But it doesn't prove intent. His lawyers will argue it's legitimate business. Consulting fees. Investment returns. Plausible deniability. Then what do we need? Testimony. Someone on the inside who can confirm what these payments were for. Someone willing to go on record. I close the folder. Where do we find that person? Already found him. Marcus pulls up a photo on his tablet. A man in his 30s. Black. Sharp suit. Nervous eyes. His name is Jamal Thornton. He was Cashin's personal assistant for 5 years. Handled travel arrangements. Packed luggage. Coordinated shipments. He knows everything. Where is he? Hiding. Witness protection offered him a deal if he testifies against Cashin. But he's terrified. Says if he talks, Victor will have him killed. Will he talk to me? Marcus hesitates. Maybe. If you can convince him you're not working for Victor. When can I meet him? Tonight. Neutral location. He'll only give us one chance. I look down at Orion. He's lying under the table, eyes half closed. Calm. Trusting. Set it up, I say. The meeting happens in a storage unit on the edge of town. Industrial area. Empty lots. No cameras. Jamal Thornton is already there when we arrive. Standing in the shadows. Hands in his pockets. He looks exactly like his photo, sharp suit, nervous energy, eyes that won't stop moving. You're a Lara Wynn, he says. Not a question. I am. You're the one who got Cashin arrested. My dog did. I just held the leash. He almost smiles. Almost. I heard about that. Watched it on the news. Thought it was poetic justice. You worked for him, I say. Why didn't you come forward sooner? Because I like being alive. Jamal glances at Marcus, then back at me. You have no idea what these people are capable of. Cashin. He was just the face. The charm. The one who shook hands and smiled for cameras. But Victor? Victor is the one who makes decisions. And his decisions end lives. Then help us stop him. Stop him? Jamal laughs. Bitter. Hollow. You can't stop him. He owns half the politicians in this city. Has judges on payroll. Even if you get him arrested, he'll walk. They always walk. Not if we have proof. You have transactions. That's not proof. That's paperwork. Then give us something better, Marcus says. You were there. You saw things. Heard things. Tell us what you know. Jamal stares at us for a long moment. Then he pulls out a USB drive. Holds it up. Everything's on here, he says quietly. Emails. Voice recordings. Meeting notes. Proof that Victor personally ordered the microchip shipments. Proof that Cashin was following his instructions. Proof that they framed you 3 years ago to cover their tracks. My breath catches. Why didn't you give this to the FBI? Because I don't trust the FBI. Half of them are on Victor's payroll. He tosses the drive to Marcus. But I trust journalists. You publish this? It goes everywhere. Can't be buried. Can't be silenced. Marcus catches the drive. Stares at it like it's a bomb. This is enough, he whispers. It's enough to get you killed, Jamal says. So you better move fast. He turns to leave. Wait, I call. Why are you doing this? Why risk everything? Jamal stops. Looks back. Because 3 years ago, I watched them destroy your life. Watched Cashin lie under oath. Watched Victor orchestrate the whole thing like it was a chess game. And I did nothing. I stayed quiet. Kept my head down. Collected my paycheck. His voice cracks. I'm tired of being quiet. He walks out into the night. Marcus and I stand there in silence. Holding the key to everything. We publish this, we're declaring war, Marcus says. Then let's go to war. I just got my hands on evidence that could bring down an entire criminal empire. But the man who gave it to me said it's enough to get us killed. Do we publish? Do we run? Do. We trust that the truth will protect us. Drop your thoughts below, and if you're still watching, hit that subscribe button because the next chapter is where everything catches fire. The article goes live at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. Marcus publishes it on the National Observer's website with the headline, Billionaire Defense Contractor Funded Global Tech Smuggling Ring, Exclusive Documents Reveal Years of Corruption. Within an hour, it's everywhere. Twitter. Reddit. Cable news. The documents are attached. Downloadable. Undeniable. By 7 a.m., my phone is exploding. Calls from reporters. Texts from old colleagues. Messages from people I haven't spoken to in years. I ignore all of them. At 8 a.m., I'm sitting at my desk in the Airport Rescue Division when Captain Langston walks in. Her face is stone. You've been summoned, she says. By who? Internal Affairs. Federal investigators. Half the alphabet agencies. They want to know how you're connected to the Observer article. I gave them documents, I say calmly. Evidence. Same thing any citizen would do. You're not a citizen right now. You're a federal employee under investigation. And you just inserted yourself into a high-profile case without authorization. I helped expose corruption. You violated protocol. Langston leans on my desk. Listen to me carefully, Win. I don't care if you're right. I don't care if you're a hero. Right now, you're a liability. And liabilities get cut loose. Are you firing me? I'm suspending you. Pending review. Effective immediately. She walks out before I can respond. I sit there. Numb. Orion whines softly. He's lying at my feet, watching me with those amber eyes. It's okay, I tell him. But my voice shakes. I pack my things. Badge. Keys. Personal items. It takes 5 minutes. I didn't have much here anyway. As I'm leaving, my phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer. But something makes me swipe. Ilara Win. The voice is distorted again. Mechanical. The same one from before. What do you want? I snap. To warn you. Victor Reeves is filing a defamation lawsuit against the National Observer. He's claiming the documents are fabricated. His lawyers are moving to have the article retracted. The documents are real. Jamal Thornton gave them to us. Jamal Thornton is dead. My blood turns to ice. What? Car accident. Last night. Single vehicle collision. Police are calling it driver error. I can't breathe. Can't think. You're next, the voice says. Unless you disappear. Right now. The line goes dead. I stand in the parking lot, phone in my hand, world spinning. Jamal is dead. The man who gave us everything. The man who risked his life to tell the truth. Dead. I call Marcus. He answers on the first ring. Did you hear? His voice is frantic. Panicked. I heard. They're saying it was an accident. But I checked. His brakes were cut. Someone tampered with his car. Victor. Has to be. He's cleaning up loose ends. Marcus's breathing is ragged. Ilara, we need to go to the police. FBI. Someone. And tell them what? That a billionaire defense contractor is killing witnesses. They'll laugh us out of the room. Then what do we do? I look down at Orion. He's sitting beside me. Calm. Steady. Loyal. We finish what we started, I say. For the next 3 days, I go underground. Stay with a friend from the K-9 unit who doesn't ask questions. Change my route every day. Pay cash for everything. Keep my phone off unless I'm checking messages. Marcus sends updates. The Observer is standing by the article, refusing to retract. But Victor's lawyers are flooding them with motions. Discovery requests. Depositions. Legal warfare designed to drown them in paperwork. Meanwhile, the media cycle moves on. New scandals. New headlines. Within a week, our story is old news. That's how they win. Not by fighting. By waiting. On the 4th day, I get a message from an encrypted number. Meet me. Rooftop parking garage. Corner of 5th and Elm. Midnight. Come alone. I show it to Marcus. It's a trap, he says immediately. Probably. Then don't go. I have to. Why? Because whoever sent this knows something. And I'm done waiting for answers. Marcus stares at me. You're going to get yourself killed. Maybe. But at least I'll die knowing I tried. Midnight comes cold and quiet. The parking garage is empty. Concrete and shadows. Wind whistling through the levels. I take the stairs to the roof, Orion beside me, heart pounding in my chest. There's a figure standing at the edge. Silhouette against the city lights. I stop 20 feet away. Hand on Orion's collar. Who are you? I call out. The figure turns. It's a woman. Older. 50s. Dressed in a sharp suit. Her face is familiar. I've seen it before. In photos. News articles. My name is Diane Reeves, she says. I freeze. Victor's wife. Ex-wife. As of 6 months ago. She steps closer. Hands visible. Unthreatening. I'm the one who's been sending you messages. The warnings. The tips. Why? Because Victor destroyed my life too. Her voice is calm. Controlled. But there's pain underneath. Old pain. Deep pain. I was married to him for 20 years. Watched him build his empire. Watched him crush anyone who got in his way. Including me. What do you want? To help you bury him. She pulls a folder from her coat. Holds it out. This is everything. Financial records. Offshore accounts. Communications with foreign buyers. Proof of bribes paid to federal officials. Everything you need to destroy him. I don't take the folder. Why now? Why not 5 years ago? 10. Because 5 years ago, I was scared. 10 years ago, I was complicit. But 6 months ago, he tried to have me killed. Made it look like a mugging. I survived. Barely. She opens the folder. Shows me photos. Bank statements. Emails. He's not going to stop. Not until everyone who knows the truth is dead. That includes you. That includes me. That includes everyone who helped publish that article. I take the folder. Flip through it. My hands are shaking. This is real, I whisper. It's real. And it's enough to send him to prison for the rest of his life. But you have to move fast. He knows I'm here. Knows I'm talking to you. We have maybe 24 hours before he disappears. Where do I take this? FBI. Directly to the director. I already made contact. They're waiting for you. She turns to leave. Wait, I call. Why me? Why not take it yourself? Diane looks back. Because you're the one who started this. You're the one who had the courage to stand up when everyone else stayed silent. Finish it. She walks into the shadows and vanishes. I stand there. Folder in my hands. Heart racing. Orion nudges my leg. Looking up at me. Trusting. We're going to finish this, I tell him. One way or another. Victor Reeves's ex-wife just handed me everything we need to destroy him. But she said we have 24 hours before he runs. Do I trust her? Do I go to the FBI? Or is this the trap Marcus warned me about? Drop your answer below, and if you're still here, smash that subscribe button because the final confrontation is coming. The FBI field office opens at 8 a.m., but I'm there at 7, standing outside in the cold with Orion and a folder that could change everything. Marcus meets me on the steps. He looks like he hasn't slept in days. Probably hasn't. You sure about this? He asks. No. But we're out of options. If Diane Reeves is lying, if this is some kind of setup, we're walking into a trap. Then we walk into it with our eyes open. We go inside. Security checks us. Takes our phones. Scans the folder. Finally, we're escorted to a conference room on the 3rd floor. The FBI director is a woman named Agent Kimberly Rashad. Late 40s. Sharp eyes. No-nonsense energy. She sits across from us, opens the folder, and reads for 10 minutes without saying a word. Finally, she looks up. Where did you get this? Diane Reeves gave it to me, I say. Victor's ex-wife. And you believe it's authentic? I cross-referenced the account numbers with the documents Jamal Thornton provided. They match. The transactions tie directly to Victor Reeves and Titan Systems. Agent Rashad leans back. Jamal Thornton is dead. I know. And you think Victor killed him? I know he did. She studies me. You were married to Cashin Drake. Accused of espionage 3 years ago. Charges dropped. Now you're at the center of an investigation that's exposing a multi-billion-dollar smuggling ring. That's quite a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, I say quietly. It's karma. Agent Rashad almost smiles. You believe in karma? I believe in dogs. And I believe in truth. And right now, both are pointing at Victor Reeves. She closes the folder. Give me 24 hours. I'll verify these documents. If they check out, we'll move forward. 24 hours might be too late. Diane said Victor's planning to run. Then we'll stop him. Agent Rashad stands. In the meantime, you stay out of sight. No interviews. No social media. No contact with anyone connected to this case. Understood? Understood. We leave the FBI building and walk to Marcus's car in silence. You think she believed us? Marcus asks. I think she's careful. Smart. She's not going to move unless she's sure. And if she decides the evidence isn't enough? Then Victor walks. And we're left with nothing. Marcus grips the steering wheel. This isn't how it's supposed to end. It's not over yet. But even as I say it, doubt creeps in. What if Diane lied? What if the documents are fake? What if we just handed the FBI a weapon they'll use against us? My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I stare at it. Marcus glances over. Don't answer, he says. I answer. Ilara Wynne. The voice is calm. Familiar. Victor Reeves. How did you get this number? I get every number. He sounds amused. Almost friendly. I hear you went to the FBI. Brought them some very interesting documents. My stomach drops. How do you know that? Because I know everything. I know where you are. I know what you're planning. And I know you're running out of time. You can't touch me. Not now. The FBI has everything. The FBI has paper. Paper can be discredited. Witnesses can recant. Accidents can happen. His voice hardens. You should have taken my offer, Ms. Wynne. Walked away. Lived your quiet life. Now you've made this personal. It was always personal. No. 3 years ago, you were collateral damage. An easy target. But now you're a threat. And I eliminate threats. The line goes dead. Marcus is staring at me. What did he say? He knows we went to the FBI. He knows everything. How? He has people inside. Has to. I look out the window. We're not safe. Not until Victor's behind bars. Then where do we go? I think for a moment. Then I pull out my phone. Text Diane Reeves. Victor knows. We need to meet. Now. Her response comes instantly. Warehouse. Industrial District. 1 hour. Come armed. I show Marcus the text. This is a trap, he says. Probably. Then why are we going? Because it's the only move we have left. The warehouse is exactly what you'd expect. Rusted metal. Broken windows. Graffiti on the walls. The kind of place where bad things happen and nobody hears. We park a block away. Walk in on foot. Orion is tense beside me. Ears forward. Body low. Diane is already inside. Standing in the center of the empty space. Alone. You came, she says. You said come armed. I glance around. Where's Victor? On his way. I told him I had something he wanted. Information about the FBI raid. He's bringing his security team. My blood runs cold. You set us up. No. I set him up. Diane pulls a small recording device from her pocket. Holds it up. This entire conversation is being recorded. When he gets here, I'm going to get him to confess. On tape. Undeniable. And if he doesn't? Then we improvise. Marcus looks at me. This is insane. It's all we have. Outside, headlights cut through the darkness. 3 black SUVs pull up. Doors open. Men in suits step out. Armed. Professional. Victor Reeves walks in last. Calm. Confident. Untouchable. He sees me. Stops. Ilara Wynne, he says. I should have known. Hello, Victor. His eyes flick to Diane. You brought them here. I brought you here, Diane says. Because I'm done pretending. Victor's expression doesn't change. You always were dramatic. And you always were a coward. Diane steps forward. You built your empire on lies. On violence. On ruining lives. But it ends tonight. Victor laughs. Soft. Cold. You think you can stop me? With what? A recording? Testimony? The FBI has been trying to take me down for years. They've failed every time. Because you bought them off, I say. But not anymore. Agent Rashad isn't on your payroll. And neither are the people she works with. Victor's smile fades. You went to Rashad. I gave her everything. Bank records. Communications. Proof of bribes. Proof of murder. Proof that you've been running a criminal empire for 20 years. For the first time, Victor looks uncertain. You're bluffing. Am I? Sirens wail in the distance. Growing louder. Victor's men tense. Hands going to their weapons. FBI, someone shouts from outside. Nobody move. Victor's face goes pale. He looks at Diane. At me. At the recording device still in Diane's hand. You recorded this, he whispers. Every word, Diane says. Agents flood the warehouse. Guns drawn. Shouting commands. Victor's men drop their weapons. Hands up. Surrender. Victor Reeves stands frozen. A man who's never lost suddenly realizing he's about to lose everything. Agent Rashad walks in. Looks at me. Nods. Victor Reeves, she says. You're under arrest. The man who destroyed my life just got handcuffed in front of me. The man who killed Jamal. The man who framed me 3 years ago. He's finally facing justice. But here's the question, is it over? Or is this just the beginning of something bigger? Drop your thoughts below, and if you've made it this far, hit that subscribe button because the final chapter is going to leave you speechless. 3 months later, I'm standing outside a federal courthouse in a city I haven't visited in years. The trial lasted 6 weeks. Testimony from whistleblowers. Financial experts. Former employees. Diane Reeves took the stand and told the world everything. The bribes. The threats. The murders disguised as accidents. Victor's lawyers fought hard. Claimed the evidence was fabricated. Claimed Diane was a scorned ex-wife. Claimed I was obsessed with revenge. The jury didn't buy it. Guilty on all counts. Economic espionage. Racketeering. Conspiracy to commit murder. Victor Reeves will spend the rest of his life in a federal prison. Cashin Drake's conviction was upheld. His lawyers tried to use Victor's arrest to claim Cashin was just a pawn. Didn't work. He's still behind bars. Still guilty. And me? I got my badge back. Full reinstatement. Commendation for my role in exposing the smuggling ring. They offered me a promotion. Desk job. More pay. More responsibility. I turned it down. I'm back in the field now. Airport security. K-9 unit. Same work I was doing before everything exploded. Except now, people recognize me. Stop me in the terminal. Thank me for what I did. I don't know how to respond to that. So I just smile and keep walking. Today, I'm here for the sentencing. Victor's final court appearance. Diane invited me. Said I deserved to see it. She's standing beside me now. Quiet. Calm. Free. How do you feel? I ask. Lighter, she says. Like I can finally breathe. I know the feeling. Inside the courtroom, Victor is led in wearing an orange jumpsuit. Hands cuffed. Face gaunt. He looks older. Smaller. Like power was the only thing holding him together. The judge reads the sentence. Life in prison. No possibility of parole. Victor doesn't react. Just stares straight ahead. Empty. As they lead him out, his eyes find mine. For a moment, we just look at each other. Two people whose lives collided in ways neither of us planned. Then he's gone. I walk out of the courthouse into bright afternoon sunlight. Orion is waiting by the car, tail wagging when he sees me. "Hey, buddy," I say, scratching behind his ears. "We did it." He leans into my hand. Trusting. Loyal. The one constant through all of this. Marcus meets me at a coffee shop an hour later. He looks better now. Rested. The article he wrote about the trial won awards. His career skyrocketed. But he's still the same guy who risked everything to tell the truth. "What's next for you?" he asks. "Back to work. Same routine. Quiet life. You earned it. So did you." We sit in comfortable silence. Two people who survived something most don't. Finally, Marcus leans forward. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Do you ever wonder if it was worth it? Everything you went through. Everything you lost." I think about that. About the penthouse I used to live in. The life I used to have. The woman I used to be. I don't wonder, I say. I know it was worth it. Because I'm not that person anymore. I'm someone who knows what loyalty looks like. What justice feels like. And I wouldn't trade that for anything. Marcus smiles. "You're a better person than I am." Nah. Just stubborn. That night, I'm back in my apartment. Small. Quiet. Mine. Orion is asleep on the couch. I'm sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of tea, staring at nothing. My phone buzzes. Email notification. I almost ignore it. But something makes me check. It's from an unknown sender. Subject line, "Thank you." I open it. "Ms. Wynne, you don't know me. But 3 years ago, I worked for Drake International Holdings. I saw what they did to you. Watched them destroy your life. And I stayed silent because I was scared. But because of you, because of your courage, I found the strength to come forward. To tell my story. To stop being afraid. You saved more than just yourself. You saved people like me. Thank you. A friend." I read it 3 times. Then I close my laptop and look at Orion. "You hear that, boy?" I whisper. "We made a difference." He opens one eye. Looks at me. Then goes back to sleep. I smile. For the first time in 3 years, I feel something I forgot existed. Peace. But peace doesn't last forever. 2 days later, I receive a package at work. No return address. Just my name on the label. Inside is a burner phone. Nothing else. I stare at it. Every instinct screaming this is wrong. The phone rings. I answer. "Illara Wynne." The voice is unfamiliar. Male. Young. Nervous. Who is this? My name is Terrence Cole. I worked for Victor Reeves. I have information. About something bigger than the smuggling ring. Something Victor was planning before he got arrested. My blood goes cold. What kind of information? The kind that could bring down half the defense industry. But I can't talk over the phone. I need to meet you. In person. Tonight. Why me? Because you're the only one who had the guts to take Victor down. And if what I know is true, you're the only one who can stop what's coming next. The line goes dead. I sit there. Phone in my hand. Heart pounding. Orion lifts his head. Watches me. "Here we go again," I whisper. Just when I thought it was over, someone reaches out with a warning about something bigger. Something Victor Reeves was planning before his arrest. Something that could bring down the entire defense industry. Do I trust this stranger? Do I walk into another trap? Or do I finally choose peace? Drop your answer in the comments below, but here's the truth, I already know what I'm going to do. Because some fights don't end. They just evolve. If you want to see where this goes, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because this story is far from over. And while you're here, share your thoughts. Tell me what you would do. Your words inspire others. Your courage matters. Let's keep fighting for truth together. The meeting happens at midnight in a place I swore I'd never go back to. The parking garage where Diane Reeves first handed me the folder that destroyed Victor. Same rooftop. Same shadows. Same wind cutting through the concrete like a blade. Terrence Cole is already there when I arrive. Young. Mid-20s. Black kid in a hoodie and jeans, hands shaking so hard he can barely hold his phone. "You came," he says. Relief floods his voice. "I came. Now talk." He glances around. Paranoid. Victor wasn't working alone. He had partners. People higher up the chain. Government contractors. Military officials. People with clearance so high they're ghosts. I know. We exposed some of them during the trial. You exposed the middle layer. The expendable ones. But the top. The real architects. They're still out there. And they're planning something. Planning what? Terrence pulls out a tablet. Shows me schematics. Technical diagrams I don't fully understand. It's called Project Veil. A next-generation surveillance system. AI-driven. Undetectable. It can access any device, any network, anywhere in the world. No warrants. No oversight. Total control. I stare at the screen. That's illegal. Exactly. But they don't care. They've been building it for 5 years. Using the same smuggling networks Victor ran. Same offshore funding. Same corruption. Victor was just the delivery system. The real power? It's still out there. And you have proof of this? I have names. Locations. Financial records. Everything. He hands me a USB drive. But I can't go to the FBI. Half of them are compromised. I can't go to the press. They'll bury me. I need someone who's already survived this fight. Someone who knows how to win. I take the drive. Feel its weight in my hand. If what you're saying is true, this is bigger than Victor. Bigger than Cashin. This is a conspiracy that reaches the highest levels of government. I know. And you're asking me to go to war with people who can make anyone disappear. I'm asking you to finish what you started. I look down at Orion. He's sitting beside me, ears forward, watching Terrence. Not growling. Not alerting. Just observing. If Orion trusted him, maybe I should too. Why me? I ask again. Why not someone with more power? More resources? Because power doesn't mean courage. Resources don't mean integrity. You took down a billionaire with a dog and a folder full of truth. That's the kind of person who can stop this. I close my eyes. Take a breath. I've been here before. Standing at the edge of something bigger than myself. Something dangerous. Something that could destroy me. And every time, I've chosen to jump. Give me 48 hours, I say. I'll figure out who we can trust. Where we go next. But you stay hidden. Don't contact anyone. Don't use your real name. Understood? Terrence nods. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We might both end up dead. He almost smiles. At least we'll die knowing we tried. 2 days later, I'm sitting across from Marcus in the same diner where this all started. He's staring at the USB drive like it's a live grenade. You're telling me there's another conspiracy. Bigger than Victor. Bigger than everything we just exposed. That's what Terrence said. Marcus runs his hands through his hair. Ilara, we just finished one war. We're still recovering. And now you want to start another. I don't want to. But someone has to. Why does it have to be us? Because we know how to win. Because we've already survived. Because if we don't, who will? Marcus is quiet for a long moment. Then he opens his laptop. Show me what's on the drive. I plug it in. Files load. Hundreds of documents. Schematics. Communications. Names I recognize. Faces I've seen on television. Politicians. Generals. CEOs. This is treason, Marcus whispers. This is power protecting itself. He scrolls through the files. His face goes pale. If we publish this, they'll come after us with everything. Not lawyers. Not lawsuits. Real consequences. I know. And you're still willing to do it? I think about Jamal Thornton. About Diane Reeves. About every person who stayed silent because they were too scared to speak up. I'm willing, I say. Marcus closes the laptop. Looks at me. Then let's finish this. For real this time. We spend the next week building the story. Marcus reaches out to sources he trusts. Journalists who can't be bought. Editors who value truth over profit. We verify every document. Cross-reference every name. Build an airtight case. Meanwhile, I go back to my routine. Airport security. K-9 patrols. Normal life. Except nothing feels normal anymore. I see shadows everywhere. Cars that follow too long. People who watch too closely. Maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm careful. Hard to tell the difference anymore. On the 7th day, Marcus calls. It's ready, he says. We publish tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. You sure about this? No. But I'm doing it anyway. Me too. That night, I can't sleep. Again. I sit on my couch with Orion beside me, stroking his fur, thinking about everything that brought me here. A failed marriage. A false accusation. A destroyed reputation. And somehow, through all of it, I found purpose. At 5 a.m., my phone buzzes. Text from Marcus. Article is live. No turning back now. I open the website. The headline fills my screen. Project Veil, how a secret government surveillance program used criminal networks to build total digital control. Below it, hundreds of documents. Names. Proof. Undeniable. Within minutes, the internet explodes. Social media. News channels. Congress. Everyone is talking about it. By 7 a.m., 3 senators have called for investigations. By 9 a.m., the FBI has opened a formal inquiry. By noon, 2 government officials have resigned. The story is everywhere. And this time, it's too big to bury. 3 weeks later, I'm called to testify before a congressional committee. The hearing room is packed. Cameras everywhere. Senators sitting in judgment. The whole world watching. I sit at the table with my hand on a Bible, swearing to tell the truth. The questions come fast. How did I get the documents? Who gave them to me? Why should they believe me? I answer every one. Calmly. Clearly. Honestly. When they ask me why I risked everything to expose this, I don't hesitate. Because silence is complicity, I say. And I'm done being silent. The room erupts. Some people applaud. Others shout. The chairman bangs his gavel, calling for order. But I don't care. I said what I came to say. When I walk out of the Capitol building 2 hours later, Marcus is waiting on the steps. You did it, he says. We did it. He smiles. What now? Now. I look down at Orion. He's sitting patiently, tail wagging. Now I go home. Feed my dog. Try to live a quiet life. Think it'll work this time? Probably not. But I'm going to try anyway. 6 months later, Project Veil is officially shut down. 5 government officials are indicted. 10 defense contractors are under investigation. The system that allowed Victor Reeves to operate for 20 years is finally being dismantled. It's not perfect. It's not complete. But it's progress. I'm back at work now. Same airport. Same job. Same routine. Except people treat me differently. They call me a hero. A whistleblower. A fighter. I don't feel like any of those things. I just feel like someone who refused to stay quiet. One afternoon, I'm doing a routine patrol when a young woman approaches me. She's nervous. Eyes red like she's been crying. Excuse me, she says. Are you a Larawin? I am. I just wanted to say thank you. 3 years ago, my brother was working for a company that was doing something illegal. He tried to report it, and they destroyed him. Ruined his career. His reputation. Everything. He almost didn't survive. Her voice breaks. But when he saw what you did, how you fought back, it gave him hope. He's rebuilding now. Because of you. I don't know what to say. So I just nod. She wipes her eyes. Thank you for not giving up. She walks away before I can respond. I stand there. Frozen. Feeling something I can't quite name. Maybe it's not about winning. Maybe it's about refusing to lose. That night, I'm home. Quiet apartment. Cup of tea. Orion asleep on the couch. My phone buzzes. Email notification. I almost ignore it. But something makes me check. It's from Terrence Cole. Subject line, one more thing. I open it. Ms. Wynne, I know you're tired. I know you've given everything. But there's one more name. One more person at the top of Project Veil who hasn't been exposed yet. Someone so protected, so powerful, that even congressional investigations won't touch them. I have proof. But I can't do this alone. If you're willing to fight one more time, meet me. Same place. Same time. One last battle. T. I stare at the screen. One more fight. One more war. One more chance to make a difference. I look at Orion. He opens one eye. Looks at me like he already knows what I'm going to say. You ready, boy? He stands. Stretches. Walks to the door. I grab my jacket. My keys. My courage. And I walk out into the night. Because some fights don't end. They just evolve. And I'm not done fighting yet. Here's the truth, justice isn't a destination. It's a journey. And sometimes, that journey never ends. There's always one more name. One more battle. One more person who needs someone brave enough to stand up. So I'm asking you, would you keep fighting? Would you risk everything one more time for the truth? Drop your answer in the comments below. Tell me your story. Share your courage. Because your voice matters. Your truth matters. And together, we can inspire a movement that refuses to stay silent. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Because the next story is coming, and it's going to shake you to your core. This channel is built on stories that inspire, empower, and remind us that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. Don't miss it. Join the family. Let's change the world, one truth at a time. I'll see you in the next story. Stay strong. Stay brave. And never, ever stay silent.